Question 6. A tricky one at the start, to be honest. I think it was hit or miss whether you happened to get the right formula or not, because there was a load of ways of looking at it. But anyway, let's just do it the way they wanted to. So they said you had to get an expression for the area of the four areas summed together and find x in terms of L, I think it was. Okay, so this was x here. So the way it works out is if you take the area of this shape, this triangle, and this triangle and add them together, you're actually factoring this and this, okay? Then you're actually factoring this one in twice, because when you add the area of this one and the area of this one, you're counting this one twice. So if you take the area of this triangle and the area of this triangle, okay, sorry, no, did I do that right? This triangle here, this one, and this one, that, and take away the area of that, because you're counting it twice, and then add the area of this one here. Okay, so if we call this area 1, area 2 is all of this, and area 3 is all of this. Okay, and then we need to take away that piece because it's being counted twice. Okay, I'm taking them out because they look a bit deceiving where they are. Right, so the area of this piece here, well, if it's a square, that's 2L, that's 2L, that's 2L, and that's 2L. We're also told that that length is the same as that, so we know that from here, this length from here to here is L, and the other one is also L. Okay, now, so let's look at it. The area of this right angle triangle here is a half the length of one side times the perpendicular distance from that side to the opposite vertex. The area of this triangle is a half the length of one side times the perpendicular distance, so half that times that, or a half that times that, times 2L. Okay, we now need to subtract this piece because we've counted it twice when we add these two. So the area of this piece here is a half the length of one side times the perpendicular distance from that side to the opposite vertex. And then we still have to add on the area of this piece here. Now the area of this piece here is a half times 2L times, and if that's x from here to here, this is going to be 2L minus x. So we need to add that on. Okay, so a half of 2L is L, so that's L times 2L minus x, plus a half of 2L is L by L is L squared, plus a half of 2L is L by 2L is 2L squared, and minus a half by x by L. What are we left with? We're left with 2L squared here minus LX plus L squared plus 2L squared minus XL over 2. That leaves us with 2L squared plus another L squared plus another 5L squared minus LX and minus LX over 2, so that's 2LX over 2, so that's minus 3LX over 2. Okay, that's the area of the square, but obviously we also know that the area of the square is length by width, which is 2L by 2L, which is 4L squared. So now we bring this over here, we get 3LX over 2 is equal to, and subtract 4L from both sides, is equal to L squared. So from there we have 2L, multiply both sides by 2, 2L squared is equal to 3LX, divided by L, 2L is equal to 3X, or X is equal to 2L over 3. Okay, so X is equal to 2L over 3. Let me see what the next part of the question is. Okay. Now, I don't know if we use this now or not. Let me see. Hence find the ratio of the areas of the 4 regions. Okay, so you want the ratio. Now I'm presuming the 4 regions are these 4. So if we want the ratio of the 4 areas, okay, then we now know that x is 2L over 3. All right, so if you want, we can draw this again over here. So we have, so that's 2L over 3. It was definitely 2L over 3. It is, oops, sorry. 2L over 3. This length is L. So if we call that area 1 is a half L, a half the length of one side times the perpendicular distance, times 2L over 3. So the area 1 is the half and the 2, so you get L squared over 3. That's area 1. This area here, the area of this bit, you can get it, the area of this piece here, you can count it as the area of this whole thing minus the area L squared over 3. So the area of the whole triangle here, so this is 2 now, is just this piece here. So the area of 2 is the area of the whole triangle minus this. So the area of 2 is a half 2L times L minus the L squared over 3. So the area 2 is a half of 2L is just L. L squared minus L squared over 3. So it's L squared minus L squared over 3. A number take away a third of itself is 2L squared over 3. Or you can just view that as 3 over 3. 3L squared over 3 minus L squared over 3 gives you 2L squared over 3. So area 2 is 2L squared over 3. That's area 2. Right, let's go. Okay, area 3 is this area here. We'll call this 3. So the area of this one is, area 3 is a half the length of one side, 2L, times this length here, which is 2L minus x, times 2L minus, and x was 2L over 3. So what does that give us? A half of 2L is L times, now 2L take away 2L over 3, put it over 3, so that's 6L over 3, take away 2L over 3, so we get 4L over 3. So the area 3 is 4L squared over 3. And finally, area 4, this is area 4 here, I guess. I'll call this area 4. And again, I would say area 4 is just this right angle triangle. The area of that, take away this one, which we already found to be L squared over 3. So the area of 4 is a half 2L, half that length times that length. Half 2L times 2L, I think you can see that, minus the L squared over 3. So that is 2L by 2L is 4, half of that, so that's 2L squared minus L squared over 3. So again, that will be 6L squared over 3, take away L squared over 3, so that would be 5L squared over 3. Okay? Right, so let's look at the areas, and the ratios rather. So the ratios would be A1, A2, A3, A4. The area 1 is L squared over 3. Area 2 is 2L squared over 3. Area 3 is, don't tell me I worked out area 3, did I? I think I did. Okay, area 4 was 5L squared over 3. And I think area 3 was 4L squared over 3. Yeah, it was. So 4L squared over 3. You can watch the video back and see. Okay, so what does that give us the ratio of? So multiply across by 3. L squared is to 2L squared is to 4L squared is to 5L squared. And divide by L squared. 1 is to 2 is to 4 is to 5. Okay, 1 is to 5 is to 2. Yeah, depending on what way you do it, that's the right answer. Okay.